Oh, great play. Outthinking her opponent. Oh, yes! Into an attacking position. It's not too late for them. Chance for goal! Well, the action underway again, and that goal for Arsenal certainly was a different... In with a chance! And you cannot argue... Well, that's how to break the spirit of the attacker. Oh, nice ball over the top to chase. A goal! Well, making high pressing work for them here. Oh, the perfect ball now. Bodies forward, and the break looks on. That's one for them to pursue. A goal! They might be able to get in now. Opportunity. Lombardi. The Magpies looking creative. Could be. Well, there is the opening goal.
What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to be looking at this Paul Pogba center mid build that I created in Pro Clubs. Quite a few of you guys in my comments have requested his build recently, and he has just transferred from Manchester United back to Juventus again. He actually hasn't played a competitive game for Juventus since he transferred back to them, but I thought I'd get this video out for y'all. It's a center mid, 6'2", 174 pounds, and right-footed because he's listed as righty. I decided to go 6'2". He's listed at 6'3" on FIFA. I just went an inch shorter. Feel free, if you want to go taller, you can do that. Just some of the stats will be a little bit different, but all the places where you allocate your skill points will be the same. So I decided to go an inch shorter at 6'2", just be a little bit quicker and faster, and I think the dribbling's a tad bit better. And then the weight I decided was 174. I felt like that was the best bet for a Pogba build. So let's look at the perks. If you aren't already, make sure you are subbed to the channel so you don't miss a video that I post. I'm going to be making a ton of FIFA 23 content, so you're not going to want to miss out when it comes to Pro Clubs or just anything FIFA related. So make sure to hit that subscribe button on my channel if you haven't already done so. For the first perk on this Pogba build, I have physical strength. He has a lot of strength on his cards, and I mostly looked at his base gold 87 rated card when making this build. And then he also has a 90 rated winter wild card, I believe is what it was called or is called, that I looked at a bit, but mostly his base gold card. And he has 89 strength on that card, so we don't have a ton of strength on the skill tree. We do have the bull archetype, and we basically have the max strength for this center mid build, but center mids in general just don't have that great of physical stats this year. So we're definitely have the physical strength perk to boost the strength even more. It'll also boost the jumping. He has decent jumping on his card, as well as boosting the ball control when jostling, shielding, or heading the ball. And then the second perk is Distant Shooter. He's known for taking a bunch of long shots, and I scored a lot of bangers with this build because of Distant Shooter. It'll give you the 5-star weak foot, so you don't have to worry about what foot you're taking a shot with, as well as giving you the finesse shot and outside the foot shot. And he has the outside the foot shot trait on his card, so it's perfect. It'll also, of course, increase your accuracy from long shots and the power, which is very important because he has a good amount of shot power on his cards. And the third perk is Threaded Pass. He has great passing ability. That's one of his best categories on his cards. So I made sure to get Threaded Pass. And I like the Threaded Pass perk. You can switch it up and go for Precision Pass, but Threaded Pass is nice. I like to hit those through balls over the top. It increases your vision, and he has a lot of vision on his cards, as well as giving the Swerve trait, Flare trait, and the 5-star weak foot ability when you're making through balls with this perk. So you can switch it up for Precision Pass, or if you don't want Distant Shooter, you don't think you're going to take a lot of distance shots, you can go for both of the passing perks. That would probably be your best bet. You can go Precision Pass and Threaded Pass. Anything else, like maybe you could go Ball Winner. We don't really have any defensive upgrades. His defensive stats aren't that great this year anyways. Tireless Runner if you really want more stamina. The stamina on this build isn't too bad. Active First Touch wouldn't be bad, or Skilled Dribbler. So those are some alternatives, but these are the 3 perks that I use when trying out this Pogba build. Let's look at the skill tree. Looking at the physical page, I do wish we had more strength on this build, because on his gold card this year, he has 89 strength. We only have 75 as a 6'2", 174-pound center mid. That's pretty big, and only 75 strength, just because center mids are pretty weak this year when it comes to physicals. So we went for the bull archetype, maxing out the strength at 75, and then we have 88 reactions, 87 stamina with this +2 stamina, and then this +4 reactions. 70 jumping's not great, but remember, we have the physical strength perk to boost the jumping and the strength up more. Unfortunately, center mids just don't have that great of physical stats this year. I do wish we could get them a bit higher, but you're big, you're 6'2", you got some weight. The strength really isn't too bad, especially with the physical strength perk boosting it. You can body people, especially a ton of the smaller builds that you're going to face in the midfield. You can definitely body people and push them off the ball. To the defending page, this year, Pogba only has 65 defending on his gold card. He has 65 interceptions, 59 defensive awareness, 67 stand tackle, 63 slide tackle. So all of our base stats on this center mid build are better than his defensive stats. So I didn't go for any upgrades. And the physical stats being pretty good on this build, and you have some decent height, you can definitely make some defensive plays and use this as a box-to-box center mid and help out on defense. 75 interceptions and 75 stand tackle really aren't that bad for base stats. 69 defensive awareness and then 64 slide tackle are the two lowest defensive stats, but these really aren't too bad for a pro club center mid. So I felt like we didn't need to go for any upgrades, especially since Pogba's defensive stats are low anyways. But I did make some pretty nice tackles and put in some pretty good defensive displays with this build. Let's look at dribbling. He has always had pretty good dribbling stats. The only thing is that his agility and balance are usually pretty low. On his gold card, he has 73 agility and 67 balance, but he has 90 ball control and 88 dribbling. So what I did, I actually got it pretty similar to what he has. I wanted to get the Maestro to get the extra ball control and dribbling that he has, because if I just do something like this, it's only 85-85. I think when you go taller as a center mid, you lose dribbling and ball control. So I went for the Maestro to make up for that. And then we have exactly 90 ball control like he has, and then one more dribbling at 89. We got the skills. He has 5-star skills. He's had 5-star skills on FIFA for a long time, so I made sure to do that. And then on the right side, you're going to get this +3 balance and this +3 agility. It's not necessary. Our agility and balance stats are better than his gold card, but if we look at a card that's higher rated that he has, his 90 rated card has 88 agility and 84 balance. Like, they gave him crazy upgrades in agility and balance. So it's a little closer to that. Obviously not as good. We're kind of in the middle when it comes to the agility and balance of both of those cards, but he usually has more agility than balance, and over the past couple years his agility and balance have been very low. So I didn't go for the Lynx archetype. If you want, you could take off the Maestro and then go for the Lynx and do something like this, but as you can see, the dribbling and ball control are pretty low. You could maybe do, like, take off this balance and then do this. That would probably be your best bet if you want the Lynx over the Maestro, but I did not test that out. It could work pretty nicely, but this is just closer to a Pogba build doing something like this and getting the Maestro archetype. So the dribbling's not bad. The only thing is the agility and balance isn't phenomenal. But let's look at passing. I know that Pogba has a great range of passing and that his passing stats are pretty high on FIFA, but we only have one skill point, and this was just one extra skill point that we had to just put on the short pass to bump it up to 83. And luckily, center mids have very good base passing stats, so I felt the need to not upgrade them. These passing stats aren't better than his gold card, but we do have the through ball perk, which increases the vision. So the vision is probably similar to what he has. It's just the long pass and short pass are a little bit less. But if you want, you could go for the precision pass perk to upgrade those two stats instead of like distance shooter. That would be your best bet. So the passing ability, even though it's not as good as Pogba's, you can say, when it comes to long passing and short passing, it is still very good for pro clubs, and you can make some killer passes and get a lot of assists with this build. Let's look at the shooting page. I made sure to get the 4-star weak foot on this build, and then to get this long shots and shot power right here, and then the finishing and volleys. And the shooting stats for a center mid build really aren't that bad, and comparing it to his gold card, a lot of the stats are better other than shot power. He has a 90 shot power. We have 81. That's his best stat. Unfortunately, we can't get it much higher unless we go for the finisher archetype, which is 13 skill points, and that is just a ton of upgrades on shooting for a center mid build. But we did upgrade it a bit by getting this shot power and free kick actually, and then shot power and penalties to get it over 80 at least, and the distance shooter perk increases the shot power and long shot stats when taking shots from outside the box, so at least it'll get upgraded when taking distance shots. But comparing the other stats, he's got 84 long shots and 84 volleys, so our long shots and volleys are better than his gold card. So the shooting stats really aren't too bad, and especially if you're going to be using the distance shooter, make sure to utilize that. It gives you the 5-star weak foot. You can take shots with your left foot. It gives you the finesse shot and the outside foot shot. So remember to take advantage of that and take distance shots with this Pogba build, because you can definitely make them. Onto the pace page. This Pogba build isn't the fastest and definitely not the quickest. As you can see, we have a lot more sprint speed than acceleration, because that's what he has on his cards, making it kind of realistic. Looking at his 90 rated special card that he received, he has 73 acceleration and 89 sprint speed. So a big split in sprint speed and acceleration. We don't have that big of a split, but I did do some kind of split similar to that, just not as drastic. If you want, you could take off this sprint speed. It only gives you +2. On most builds, I do go without this just because it's not that great of value. And then you could just put it on this acceleration that gives you +3 instead of +2, and it'll even out a bit more. It might not be as realistic to a Pogba build, but your pace will be a little bit more balanced and it might be better. So that you could do that if you want. But I decided to just try it out with the big split when it comes to the sprint speed and acceleration. And it really wasn't too bad. It's kind of nice having higher sprint speed as a midfielder that likes to go forward and play like a box-to-box, because you're going to be sprinting a lot, and it just helps to have higher sprint speed and cover the field. So that's going to do it for this Paul Pogba center mid build in pro clubs. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Hit that like button on this video for me, and then hit that subscribe button on my channel. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.